Hello, my name is Dan Stockman. I'm here to show you the E pentatonic minor scale. The easiest pentatonic scale, easiest scale for the guitar. There's only 5 notes. Penta meaning 5, tonic meaning notes. There's going to be more notes, but they're going to be the octaves of the same notes. It starts on the low E string, open, and then the 3rd fret. And when you play this, you want to do alternate picking. You want to pick the low E string down, and then up, pick up with the pick on the 3rd fret. There's going to be just 2 notes per string. Then pick down the open A string, pick up the 2nd fret, pick down the open D string, pick up the 2nd fret, pick down the open G string, pick up the 2nd fret, pick down the open B string, pick up the 3rd fret, pick down the open E, pick up the 3rd fret. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can kind of hear how they're the same notes. Those are octaves above the first. So that's ascending the scale. That's going up the scale. That's E pentatonic minor. Now you can play E pentatonic minor in the key of E minor, obviously. Or E major. You can also play it in the key of G as well, because the E pentatonic minor is the same scale as the G pentatonic major. Has a different sound to it. Those are called relative keys. Now we're going to descend the scale, going backward the scale, starting on the highest note as opposed to starting on the lowest note before. So we're going to start, we're still going to use alternate picking, picking down. Pick down the 3rd fret. Pick up and lift up the open E string. Pick down the 3rd fret on the B string. Pick up the open B string. Pick down the 2nd fret on the G string. Pick up the open G string. Pick down the 2nd fret on the D string. Pick up the open string. 2nd fret, pick down, pick up the open A, and then down on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and then open. You just want to alternate pick. You want to practice that and get your speed up. You can play that over your E. So you can play that scale in 3 different keys, which is the beautiful thing about it. So you're learning kind of like almost like 3 scales in a way. Not really, but really 2 scales, because you're learning the E pentatonic minor and the G pentatonic major. But you can play them in 3 different keys. E major, it's like the roots of rock and roll and blues in a major, because you're using a minor scale with a major key. That's pretty interesting. Okay, another thing you want to do is practice hammering on and pulling off the scale. You want to hammer on going up the scale, pull off going back the scale. So we're going to ascend going up the scale. Now doing the hammer on, you pick the string, pick it down, open, and then you want to attack the 3rd fret, like almost like you're poking somebody. I'm going to attack the string and make sure that this sound of the note is the same volume as the pick note. Hammer on without picking that note. You just hammer on. See, I'm holding the pick in my hand. And you do the same thing with the rest of the scale. Open, second. Third fret, second fret, third fret. Oops, okay. So, you want to pull off going descending the scale. So you pick this fretted note first on the third fret, pick that, and without picking it, you got to give it a little flick off to the side. Pulling off, that's called a pull off. Now the only problem with doing that is doing it on the next string without pulling off two strings. It's going to take some practice. See, when I do it, I kind of just off to the side, and I'm still like kind of like muting that last string there. Then when I go back up here to the second fret, so you want to do that too. Practice alternate picking, hammering on, and then pulling off. What makes this scale so easy, you can use whatever finger you want. Other scales you got to use specific fingers, or it's recommended. So I'm using different fingers. Now I'm going to show you the extension to this scale. It's not really much of an extension because it's only really adding one extra note, and I'll explain it. So here's how it goes. We're going to start the first three strings the same, or four strings. Open third, open second, open second. Now what we want to do next here is we're going to go to the open G string to the second fret, and then slide up to the fourth fret. Okay? That's the same note as the open B string, if you know from tuning your guitar. And then we're going to fret the third fret, since we already played that B note. And then we're going to go to the fifth fret. This is on the B string, the second thinnest string, which is the same note as the open E. So it's going to go like this. You're going to go down. You could, a lot of players hammer on, then slide like this. Then the next note is the third fret on the high E, and then the fifth fret on the high E. Now, like I said, as you can see, it's only really one extra note. See, watch, I'll do the last three strings. Open, open G. I'll do it the extension. It's the same exact notes, except for that last one. But this gets you out of the box. They're called the box pattern. You're kind of using like a box. They call it the box pattern. It kind of gets you out of the box. And it's where a lot of blues players, a lot of any kind of player, reggae, country, rock and roll, you know, endless styles of music, funk. So I'm alternate picking, except for the slide. Down, up, down, up. Well, now we're going to go back. Down, up, fifth fret, third fret, down, up, fifth fret, third fret, and then you want to slide backwards, hitting the fourth fret on the G string, pick it. Now what the trick is to slide back and then pull off. Very common thing to do. So the extension is kind of goes like this normally. And I hammer on and pull it off and slid through all that. So what I'm doing here is I'm hammering on and sliding, and then I'm picking the third fret here, then hammering on, to the 5th fret. I'm not picking that note. Then I'm hammering on to the other one, the other 5th fret. 3rd fret to the 5th. And then I'm pulling off, not to the open string this time, 5th fret to the 3rd fret. Now when I do this, I keep my pointer finger here on the 3rd fret. Like that. Because when you're pulling off with your ring finger, you know, I'm using my pointer finger and ring finger, my 3rd finger. It's funny, I teach youngsters and they have no idea what a ring finger is. So I'm hammering on and then pulling off. And you want to keep both fingers on there to do it. Pull off, might take some practice. And of course, you want to make sure you're getting your volume, the same volume as the picked note. And slide that back and pull off. Hammer on and slide. Let's do like a G pentatonic major. G pentatonic major, E pentatonic minor. There you go. Enjoy.